Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a pick a card reading. We are going to have 3 piles, 3 groups, and we will look into what shifts are occurring at the moment within you, in your life, and what you should expect as a result of these shifts. God itself, the creator, is at play here. But let's begin with pile number 1. Pile number 1. So it seems like God I'm going to write down the timing for this pile. Okay. Seems like God is very much at work here in yourself. It's destroying some powerful structures, something happened here in your life earlier on. It could have been recently also, but for the majority of you watching, this happened in the past sometime. And so as a result of it, you have some walls, some rigid structures within self, and this is what God is working on removing from the self. Indeed, I have some key phrases and keywords for your pile here, just for your pile, not for the other 2 just yet. After I'm done with your pile, I'm going to tap into the second one to see what I get. But for you in particular, what we have here is the element of water, emotional body. So, knowing what I know now about your pile, I feel confident to say that God is removing some rigid structures so you can feel yourself more, so you can feel more in your emotions, in your emotional body. And I deeply feel that this is related to the age of Aquarius in which we find ourselves in. And somehow you are reinventing yourself, is what you're supposed to know as a result of these shifts. There is a reinvention of self. I almost want to advise you to be curious of who you are as a result of this shift. Be curious to know yourself, to I hear regain trust. Be curious to know yourself, to see who you are now, because something is changing profoundly. You have been too hard on yourself in the past. You are being taught how to take it easier, how to be more gentle with yourself here. Pile number 1, and I wanted to call you Aquarius. Maybe many of you watching are Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, Venus, what do I know? But yes, you have been too hard on yourself. You know how it's so funny, guys. We humans, we are really funny. Ironically speaking. We don't know what we have within. We don't know what runs us. We don't know how healthy we are until we do, probably. But I'm not going to put this phrase out there, not until we do, because many people, they just live their lives and they don't know this information about themselves, unfortunately. And we exert a specific behavior every single day, in every single situation, over and over again. And we don't know, we do not realize that that situation, that behavior, that it manifests like that just because of what we are made of at a certain moment in time. And I find it very profound and very beautiful and interesting to know, and I would love to get into people's mind and to put a memory card in there with all this information that Spirit is giving to me. It is so important and so life-changing to know what runs you, right? There is a feeling here, pile number 1, I wanted to call Aquarius again, that there is a feeling here that in the month of November, very, very soon, you will realize how, because you have been so hard on yourself, either you realize how this behavior extended towards other people also, but also here you realize how this a certain part of yourself attracted, manifested certain individual, a relationship, friends, so on and so forth. And so as God is working within you, as God is molding you into something else here, give me just one moment. These relationships might change also, and I'm not saying here breakups or goodbyes or just what mattered before, it's not going to matter so much as a result of it. You know how Aquarius is, being the oldest air sign, they needed, maybe it's a past thing, maybe this is just a movement, collectively speaking, and it starts with you, the one watching this video, and you are going to see others following suit as the years pass by. But Aquariuses, they used to need a whole lot of stimulation. They used to isolate, retreat, if not physically, in their own mind, nonetheless. Here is something that's changing. Very intellectual they are, or they have been until this moment in time, and now there is all this water washing your face, and it's almost like you are baptized in a sense. You are awakening, you are waking up to another reality. This is the message here. Very interesting. Another phrase that I got for you is Mercury retrograde in full force. And then I got 3 steps ahead. Oh my God, this is so interesting. From the beginning of time, those born under the sign of Aquarius better said, born in the energy of Aquarius, so I don't know if it's only Sun. I'm getting also other elements here, other positions in the chart. Those born in the energy of Aquarius, they have been called chosen ones, but actually what the intention, what God's intention was here for them, wow, okay. They were the ones that you want to call chosen ones, and they were somehow 3 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead of the humankind, almost like living in a dissociative state. But that dissociation, actually, it is more to that than we know is what wants to come true. What God says here, right? It's what God says here. Oh wow, this is so beautiful, you guys. This is so beautiful. And so why these people had to live in this dissociated state? Because somehow in this way they could have see the bigger picture. We all know that Aquarians are amazing with seeing the bigger picture, and so they could see the bigger picture. They could help humanity to take a different course through time and space, because whatever was before, without this Aquarian energy, it would have lead the humanity towards destruction. Yet now, I don't know, somehow it gives me martyr vibes here. Martyr vibes, indeed. Those born in the energy of Aquarians, if you want to call them chosen ones, indeed, living in a dissociated state if you want, but think about it more like seeing the things from above, seeing where they are, almost like they are not fully in their body, and they can see where the situations, the collective is headed, and so they're like, no, you have to stop, you have to take this other direction. And here is where the martyrism, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, comes, because there was an opposition to that, right? And many were killed, hence Jesus Christ is what I'm being told. And so what is happening right now, what the message in your pile is, if you resonate with being, all that I mentioned of being, what's happening right now, those structures are being removed from you so you can come in your body. So you are not dissociated anymore. You are not dissociated any longer, but keep in mind this dissociation, it might have happened because of trauma, right? But think about it like that. God's intention was almost like placed in your shoes a rock. So you will never be fully grounded into this plane of existence, because the risk of you becoming one with it like the others and getting stuck in your own mind would have been a real risk. It could have happened. What I'm being told here, God knew for sure that it's going to happen. Like the risk of happening was greater than the window of opportunity that would have taken you towards not happening. You see, so oh yeah. In some Aquarians, some of these chosen ones, painful. I'm being shown how they, oh man, even with that little rock that God placed, metaphorically speaking, who knows how this played out, right? God placed in their shoes, a lifetime after lifetime, to keep their head high, to if you want to take their mission to the end, to live their mission, to be okay with being a leader out of the ordinary, out of the ship mindset, right? But some of these people, they were very severely punished by their families, by their communities, to an extent where they had to go against themselves eventually, and that little rock in their shoes dissipated. It didn't stand a chance, even with that rock. I'm becoming a little bit emotional. Yeah. And so now what's happening for you, pile number one, is I don't believe many of you in this pile pertain to this group where they didn't stand a chance through space and time in a lineage where they were really persecuted, really brought down, really punished to the extent where they didn't, they really said no to their mission, right? Refusal of the call, if you want. I don't think many of you are in this pile. I think those pertain to pile number 2 or number 3. But for you, yes, for sure, you are. This is huge, you guys. This, it feels like from the beginning of time, I'm becoming so emotional, Jesus Christ. Whew. From the beginning of time, we haven't been allowed, if you want, to see the world like the others do, because we were supposed to be the leaders, right? But now, and I'm getting a vision with becoming more like water for pile number 1, and as you become more like water, when the tsunami comes, I'm going to be honest with you guys, when the storm comes, a little bit here, a feeling of Noah's times, Noah's Ark. When the storm comes, when the rain comes, you are one with water and you will be fine. But others that will be like stone, they will be taken away by it. Okay, let's get some cards. Oh man. So yes, that's why you feel all these shifts within yourself at the moment. It has everything to do with your emotional body and the way you see things. You are becoming more flexible, pile number 1. I keep wanting to call you Aquarius. Yeah. You are becoming more flexible, and you are just about to be reintegrated in society. House 6, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. House 6 is Virgo. Okay. Leo, self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. And Sun, the Sun, self-express and embody truth. First message that's coming to me with the Sun card in particular, we will see how it fits into the story, but first message that comes to me is something that I read the other day somewhere, I don't even remember exactly where, and the message was, if you have your Sun in the 10th house, something about getting a whole lot of rejection and jealousy. What is this? Around your work? Criticism? Give me just 1 second. You see, you guys, these cards, yes, talk about criticism towards career, mission, purpose. But you see, you guys, if you, again, think about it of you having these little rocks in your shoes, right? So you are not fully grounded on planet Earth, right? You are something around these lines. And because you are in this position of leadership, at the subconscious level, those that are fully ingrained in this realm will attack. They have a tendency to be jealous, to attack, to do something consciously or not, and it's so dangerous, right? To be surrounded by this kind of people, consciously or not, to put you down, to bring you down, to confuse you, to chop at your self-worth. And we have here self-confidence with Leo, to chop at your self-worth, to shut your mouth, to take your confidence away, to wolf in sheep's clothing, right? And now what is happening is, for a period of time, moving forward with House 6 here, you are going to let go of these little rocks. You are going to let go of this vibe of being that leader, and you will be more out there, more surrounded by individuals. I'm not sure how many of them are going to be wolves in sheep clothing, but some they will be for sure. Yet they are not going, even if they are still going to be slightly triggered by you, it's not going to be as before. With House 6 here, it is almost like you become more of a human, if you want. If before you are more like Aquarius, more like an alien, if you want. Now you are more like a human, but still you are in this leadership position, and that's with a purpose. And this is going to happen only temporarily, only for a period of time, because I'm seeing you in the future. You are again going to take those little rocks that I keep bringing back. You are in your shoes. You are again going to take that role, but you will be more prepared, and the people around you will be, I hear, more ecstatic to hear what you have to say. But for now, it is better for you and your soul to be in the position God wants you to be at the moment. More human-like is what is being told to me here by God. I want you to think of this, of having those stones in your shoes makes you more like Jesus Christ, more like that intense, strong, powerful energy that attracts a whole lot of haters. Without those stones, you are more like an apostle, right? You are not such a threat to the demonic forces in the world that might target you in one way or another. And I cannot emphasize this, guys, how important it is to pay attention who surrounds you. Doesn't matter if it's mother, brother, sister, father, husband, children, it doesn't matter who. You have to pay attention to what's happening around you. Because if you do resonate with this pile, and you are in the position you are in, the devil will find any type of channel through those close to you to come to you, right? Interesting message. Okay, that was your message, pile number 1. Thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you here, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your message. Let's begin. So in front of me I have some phrases. I got just 3 phrases for you. Let's see where we go with it. So the first one is sun energy, and the U was like very long. Something like this, right? Sun energy, the U, very long, and right now in my mind's eye I'm seeing it as a tuning fork, right? In time with time, pile, This message might be about someone that you know, and this is clarifying their energy is what I'm being told, but you apply it as it resonates. You apply it as it resonates, okay? So, the sun energy tuning fork. The tuning fork, it is almost like this person, individual, or you, if it applies, right, was tuned into universal consciousness. Being tuned into universal consciousness also reflects in having all your chakras being light blue, is what I'm being shown, right? As we, wow, interesting information. Okay, let me put this information out there and we will see if it makes, yeah. As we move away from the sunlight more and more, and what is sun here? It is source energy. As we move away more and more, the chakras, they lose their light blue color, and now they become golden light portals. As we move away from the sun more and more, as we distance ourselves from the sun more and more, the chakras now are not those portals any longer. They are now becoming more like interesting, more like rainbow colors, as many know: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple, or white in some situations. They say the crown chakra is. That being said, that doesn't mean that you cannot be tuned into universal consciousness. Oh. And have your chakras, these colors. What that means, when you have your chakras in rainbow colors and you are still tuning yourself into universal consciousness, that means that you have a switch. You can tune into what is beyond the veil when you want, or at times, right? Maybe some of you watching, you feel like you are more attuned at times, and generally speaking, or other times you don't feel so connected. There are people on the planet you can call shamans, cosmic shamans, and not only. The masters were the same, is what I'm being told. They are connected 24/7. They need their space. They need space. Otherwise, people around them can get debilitated, or they themselves can get debilitated if they try to fit into a mold that's way too small for who they are now. That's that, pile number 2. Powerful message. Now, that being said, if you are someone that comes from pile number 1, you already know what I'm about to say, and if not, pile number 2, please know that in pile number 1 I received this message of some chosen ones, if you want to call them that way, if you want to put this label on some people that have and had during thousands of years the energy of Aquarians, and not necessarily they have to be Aquarian sun, can be Aquarian moon or Aquarians, this energy of this change in direction, transformative energy. And these beings, this soul, imagine that they had, metaphorically speaking, in their shoes some rocks, and these rocks never allowed them to be completely, to identify themselves completely with this realm, just because of the mission they had to tell people, or to to reinforce the knowledge of a new direction. Let's take a new course, because if you go into that direction, still you are going to die. These people were telling the old structures in place. And so some of these people, some of these souls, they were so persecuted during millennia, so by their families, by their closest ones, they lost their mind. And what comes to mind right now is John the Baptist. They lost their mind, they lost their head, right? Jesus Christ, he was killed, so on and so forth. A whole lot of people, they were powerfully persecuted lifetime after lifetime, or you can think about it as a lineage in which descendant after descendant after descendant, they were really emotionally, mentally persecuted, especially because they carried this otherworldly energy. I'm here to be a leader, not to follow the crowd. And because I am a leader, I might be a very outspoken child. My energy might intimidate my parents. And if my parents, they are not open-minded enough to allow me to take my path, they are going to kill that in me. And so because of that, I will develop a fake ego, false persona, right? I will become that which I am not, and I will persecute others also because of it. I will persecute others also because of it. You see, these people that you might mistake them, is what I'm being told, for an old soul. Interesting. They are nothing else or more than copy-paste of that which has been before. So they basically are the illusion of time. Interesting. Oh my God, such an interesting message, you guys. Manifesting itself in another body. What am I trying to say with this? Lifetime after lifetime, descendant after descendant after descendant, they descended. They didn't allow the child, maybe it began out of fear. You cannot, the parent told the child, you cannot come out of line because look, the king is going to kill you, he's going to chop your head off, what do I know? So that is where it started. Like, the child had all this huge energy inside of them. Probably they were like the sun, right? The sun energy. If they are the sun, some planets need to revolve around, right? Not the sun has to revolve around the planets. That's an anomaly. That's against how it's supposed to be, right? Yeah. And so the generation after generation, these people, what happened here is that energy, the leadership energy, tried to find, to almost like traveled between these people, tried to find an entrance, right? Okay, you are hurt. There is an entrance for this light to enter, so you can become that leader that you were meant to become from the beginning of time. So let's say in 1500s, Mary suffered a huge heartbreak, and then this fire of the Holy Spirit, the sun energy, entered. But Mary somehow, not even, one second. And Mary maybe for a period of time she was the leader she was supposed to be, but because carrying that energy attracts so much opposition, sooner rather than later more opposition came over her, which didn't allow that mission to express itself to its fullest capacity, to actually to be accomplished, is what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, so Mary lived the mission that was destined to be lived for a little while, but it wasn't accomplished. And so now, in the years of 2025, here is John watching me right now. And you have been born in a lineage where, again, maybe now you have been born into a family where someone was religious, someone else was spiritual, someone else was an atheist, or what do I know, just fragments, right, in time and space, nothing. There wasn't like a structure, and maybe you didn't have a structure exactly for this reason, so that this energy could have find you and find a door to enter your field, is what I'm being told. And maybe and only maybe you are someone that you have a problem, there is a wound inside of you of how it is very important for you to be perceived or seen in a good light, almost like your reputation is very important to you, your image. And taking onto this role or onto this leadership role, right, would really interesting. I see. Would really bring your reputation down, or that's how you would perceive it. But what you don't see is another reason why you resist this is if you take onto you if you take on your leadership energy, your leadership role, however that manifests in your life, or it will at the end of November, December 2025, this year indeed, you will notice how all the people, so-called friends and family around you, their masks are going to drop, and you will see the superficiality level in these connections. And you know what, I've been watching someone the other day talking about how adult relationships are all conditional, and that's how it's supposed to be. And although I do agree with what the guy said, always there has to be a level of unconditionality, right? Because in this case, if you are my friend and if you decide to take a different spiritual direction, for example, and I am religious, why my God would want me to stop loving you, or to push you away, or to attack your self-confidence? Yes, you could say that can happen. My God would want that because you now might work with the devil, but is it like that, or I'm just indoctrinated? Interesting. The second phrase I got for you is main character energy. Yes, there is this lion energy around pile number 2, within pile number 2, that was really not allowed to be. Main character energy, lion, lioness, always molding becoming what someone else wants from me. And I don't think that some of you watching, or again, this might be someone that you know, I don't think that you realize that this is happening with this person or with you. You might find them maybe very sweet, very nice, but they are not what they seem to be. That's just a mask of survival. If you go deeper with this person, you might recognize that they cannot go deeper. They cannot allow themselves to go deeper because there might not be anything there to go for. Unfortunately, in some cases here I'm bringing up some narcissists, covert narcissism. Very sweet, very kind. Some might be even very intelligent, but if you are trying to make a real connection with these individuals, you might, unfortunately, understand that they are very far away from the sun. The third phrase is knowing. What did I say here? Knowing they are from the beginning of time. I'm not sure what I wanted to say with this. Knowing they are from the beginning of time. Okay, let's see what else wants to be said here in your pile. It's 5:55 on the clock, by the way. You see, you guys, I'm being guided here to I'm not sure what I'm seeing here, but to talk a little bit more about narcissism and how these people, they really cannot, it's basically a demon, right? And they cannot move past the facade. It is almost like you reach in their layer of consciousness, you can pass to 1, 2, and then you reach a wall, and you cannot go past that wall. You cannot move past that wall. And this, knowing they are here from the beginning of time, this phrase takes me back at the beginning of time, where some dark beings, which I'm not sure what these beings are, injected some leaders, which didn't allow, interesting. Which didn't allow this sun energy to exist. Injected some leaders with dark energy, with a dark substance, is what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. And this reminds me of the story in the Bible, where in the Orthodox Bible, at least, I'm not sure the other ones, where a king at some moment in history sent the army to kill all the newborn boys with the intent to find and kill Jesus, I believe. Interesting. So how can you protect yourself against this type of energy? These people, the narcissistic individuals, they want you to be like them. They want you to possess you. They want you to become like them, to make you believe that the only way out is to become like them, but the only way out is to cut contact and to distance yourself from them, right? And unfortunately, many people don't realize how many narcissistic individuals are in the world right now. They think this is just a rare condition, is what I saw here and there. I don't think everyone thinks that. But it's what I saw here and there, and it is not like that at all. The infection is almost in everyone. Yes, there are traits, but how many traits do you have? Right? And yes, there is the disorder. The disorder is a whole demon. It's a whole circle of, the way I see it in my mind's eye, it's a dark circle with a whole lot of eyes. Almost it looks like the seraphim angel with a whole lot of eyes, but on the dark side. Isn't that interesting if you think about it? And every single eye, as I was saying, and every single eye represents a group of people in the collective, in that person's ancestry, and not only, with different dark traits, right? And these dark traits were never pondered upon, they were never integrated or shined light upon to be used when they need to be used, if they need to be used. They were just acted on unconsciously, subconsciously, or even if they would be recognized at some point, maybe the individual either didn't have the necessary tool to integrate that darkness, or they didn't just pay too much attention. And so another case here would be maybe they did want to integrate that darkness at some moment in time, but they would have been attacked from the outside, from someone else's little spider, little darkness, and they would just attack back. And maybe at that moment in time it was useful, but you see how important it is to understand that this darkness, it's not useful when we pass it down to generations. It is not useful, scratch that, it is not useful after we use it. After it's useful, then it's not useful anymore. Then we have to sit a little bit with it, to integrate it, to know that we have it there, to know that we can use it. That's it, that we can use it when it's the case, but to have or to develop the discernment to know when and how. And to teach the generations that to come that yes, this is a situation where you should apply it, this is not a situation where you should apply it. Maybe you should wait a little bit with this one is a little bit it's a little bit confusing situation, maybe you should wait a little bit. And yeah, the demon of the disorder is a whole, a circle with a million eyes. It has a whole lot of eyes on it. And it travels through the blood, right? And if you don't pay attention, you become it. And when you become it, you become basically the monster in flesh. That's why I said so many times, you don't know what runs you. You don't know what runs you. And I'm talking here for the other side of the coin also. We have to pay attention here at the dance between the darkness and the other extreme, right? Extreme light. What's in between? Is this situation I am in something that mirrors back to me in any capacity, part of the in-between, I am not familiar with, right? Yeah. I'm talking here to people probably that you guys have a whole, yeah, I hear chosen ones, right? Chosen ones. Shadows big as Nepal. Yes, the final battle is confronting this. The final battle is confronting this ancestral, diabolical creature, right? And understanding it, integrating it. Yeah, what else? Okay, that's it. That was your message, pile number 2. So the shifts that you are experiencing at the moment definitely are preparing you to confront this final boss, right? And if this is not in you, it's outside of you. This is what I'm being told. (6:06) on the clock. That was your message. I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome back to my channel. So, the shifts that you are experiencing, what are they preparing you for? I have some words here that I got for you, for your pile, as well as for the other 2. And this is what came through. First and foremost, with you, the energy was sweet. There was a sweetness in the message, almost like a romantic, otherworldly. There is something here with otherworldly vibe. Something I desire, something you desire. This is what I got. Re-encounter of the dreams, in the dreams. So some sort of an encounter or something you are re-encountering in your dream time or in your day-by-day life, and it's something that you dreamed of. But definitely here I'm seeing there is a whole lot of confusion and fog. You might be someone that comes from pile 1 or pile 2. To begin with, because I'm being shown that you might be someone that also might be pulled towards one of the other piles. And you're also someone that experiences a whole lot of confusion and fog regarding encounter or re-encounter of your dreams or in the dream time. There is also Beauty and the Beast in this land of fog and confusion, and you don't want this Beauty and the Beast story. You don't want the beast in your life. You want the fantasy to come to an end. You want a certain fantasy to come to an end. Whoa. As I was writing this down for a second there, I could see how I was between timelines. That was such a trippy vision. So you guys, someone didn't let go of you. In their mind, they are possessing you. You are being possessed by someone. We don't like that, right? Ooh. And that's the beast. You want the fantasy to come to an end. Someone hasn't been letting go of you. They think they possess you. Interesting. Yet there is a whole lot of sweetness in the energy. I also got marriage, commitment, timelines crashing, and crush. You see, you are dealing here with someone, pile number 3, which they might live in fantasy land. This might be an ex of yours. Also a boss at work. Somehow they live in fantasy land. This person, they love mostly to be in their head, to create all type of sweetness, right? Sweetness and romantic scenarios in their head. And I'm not sure how they do that, but in that way they influence your reality, or the way you see something related with an encounter or a re-encounter in the dreams. In your dreams, maybe you have dreams at night again, or there is a maybe you are about to, if this is an ex, maybe you are about to get into another connection, or the one of your dreams, I'm not going to do this, the one of your dreams, the one might be on their way to enter your life. And so this other individual, it might be an ex, they live in their fantasy world, lie. It's a lie. And somehow they are influencing you, the way you see the situation. It is very confusing and a lot of fog indeed. Now I hear they used you. Who used you? Who used who? This is like an FBI case. Bear with me. They used you. House 9, spiritual growth. They used you. You have been dealing with a narcissist here. Pile number 3. You have been dealing with a narcissist here because they have been using you. But these people, they don't know they are doing it. Somehow they live in this fantasy land in their head where they romanticize things. And this is very creepy what I'm seeing here, Jesus Christ. But it is, in a sense, it is the reality of things, right? So in their mind, they're romanticizing you, but actually what's happening in reality, like a spider, they put their web all around you so you cannot move at all. So then after all, they can just strike you and kill you in a sense. End you, right? But in their mind, they are romanticizing you and putting you there up in the sky, castle in the sky, right? Timelines crashing, crash. This is going to meet its end. This is going to crash down. This castle in the sky type of illusion of theirs that's influencing your reality. There is someone coming towards you, pile number 3, and I believe it's romantic love. I feel it as being romantic love now. It can bring with it friendship also, for sure. And oh, guys, you're not going to like what I'm going to what I'm going to bring here for you. Again, you are dealing here with a toxic person, an ex-friend, an ex, and there is someone new coming into your life with which I don't think it's a beast this time, which might end in a marriage or a commitment of sorts. In this knight in shiny armor, because this one is a knight, it's not a beast, in shiny armor, they mirror back to you your reality. But this is not toxic. Wow, you guys, this is so mind-effed. So listen, it's almost like this knight in shining armor that's coming towards you is going to reflect back to you all that you knew to be true. And guys, take these readings with a side note, with a grain of salt, and take your time into noticing people's patterns, okay? Side note completed. What you don't see coming is there are many other knights that will come, or many other, in different scenarios, in different situations here, that will come and they will mirror back to you the reality that you see to be true in yourself. You are here escaping, if you want, or you are just leaving behind a whole world of narcissistic individuals. Left and right. Tarantulas, spiders, narcissistic individuals. And you are entering this is so beautiful, you guys. You are entering this era of your life where this is going to be till the end of your life, really, if you allow it to. These other people, they together with you, you are looking into a mirror, and they say, yes, we do see what you see. Yes, that's exactly like that. That's how we think also. Beautiful. There is something here about unfamiliarity. Maybe what you have been experiencing your whole life was toxic individuals, narcissistic individuals. Flying monkeys is what I hear. Confusion, illusion. And this new group of people, this new community, they will feel very unfamiliar to you. Guys, wow. What else I'm being shown here is your connection with this new individual or new people, if it's not romantic and it's a community, however it applies, will this ex from your past, this past person, they will start temporarily to question themselves, to question if they are right now. But that's going to be only temporarily. It's not going to be something very deep. Then they will go back to their old ways. But what's going to happen is the people around them, maybe those that were enablers, they are going to see them for what they are, and they are going to distance themselves, leaving them in the company of others like them. And that is, my friends, hell. That is the definition of hell. Demons in the same place. Right? But they will try to sabotage one another, and they will try to gain from each other's misfortunes not nice at all, but it is what it is, right? If that's what it's needed for this world to advance and to become a better place, then so be it, right? Something else that's coming to me right now is the straw that broke the camel's back. The straw that broke the camel's back. There are I'm also seeing other toxic individuals which in a dynamic with you or with someone you know, they were put in a situation with someone that was in at their lowest, or they were definitely going through something difficult. Why am I seeing a cobra on the wall? Interesting. Okay, we will get there in a second. And so these individuals, being what they are, they tried to really break the camel. They did it subconsciously, which is so dangerous again, but somehow God did shine a light upon their actions, and they did see what they are doing to you or to someone you know or to someone in their lives. They did not pass the test. That was a test, seems like. They added the straw that broke the camel's back. They added the last straw on that poor camel. They themselves will experience an unfurling of the karma in their lives. That which was supposed to be your karma or the karma of this person you know is now their karma. In some cases, it can go even to their children, this karma. In this case, yeah, that's what that was. Okay, what else? They want me to circle the world, to circle the word unfamiliarity and to bring back the vision with the cobra. Unfamiliarity and cobra. You see, whatever is this that's coming towards you guys, romantic love or friendship or community, a family, friends, they will, I'm hearing Christ consciousness. They might be people that act in Christ consciousness. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. Leaders, they do become, at the moment, or the moment they will re-encounter you, they will become or re-become a leader, a Christ leader, a leader in Christ. And so you being in that energy, unfamiliar, I assume, I'm seeing you relaxing more and more and more, and I'm now seeing you in the energy of almost like you are sleepy, you are tired being in that energy. But actually what is happening here is you need to rest. And now that you can collapse, is what I hear, now that you can relax, you can collapse maybe, you can rest. Oh, you can rest. Okay, let's put some cards. 18 on the timer. So we have young, proactivity, expression, doing, and forward motion. Okay. The South Node, destined to release. Okay, two more. Taurus, trust, patience, and sensuality. And House 7, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. And bottom of the deck, we have Scorpio, intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. And Taurus and Scorpio are opposites of each other, soulmates if you want, we can call this too. Okay, let's see where we go. Taurus card and the South Node, they are related. Destined to release. Are you destined to release a Taurus? Very straightforward, this message. Are you destined to release a Taurus? And House 7 goes hand in hand with Young card. Proactivity, expression, doing, and forward motion. Yes, the Young card just emphasizes what I already just mentioned. If you are going to feel more in your moon energy or your feminine energy, which is not too much of doing, but more of being, really, moon, feminine empress here, being under the influence, if you want, of Christ energy in your life, follow that, listen to that. And I keep hearing, listen to that. Listen to your soul. How many of the people on planet Earth know how to listen to their souls? Right? There is a whole lot of passion between you and this person that's about to arrive in your life, and they might themselves be a Taurus also. I'm seeing Taurus in your South Node, and I'm seeing Taurus in your future, in your North Node, really. Or this can also be a situation where seems like at the end of your last life, if you believe in that, or this can very well, let's leave it there. At the end of your last life, somehow you were entering, or you were just having all this abundance or sensuality or Taurian energy in one way or another around you, and you attracted some narcissism around you, and they kept pulling at your resources here, and that came with you because probably you didn't identify it, didn't understand it very well in that life. That came with you, crossed with you in this lifetime, and you are, 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 you are Mm-hmm. Taurus and South Node and North Node, South Node and North Node. This also talks about God saying, look, I have a lot to give to you. Taurus, second house, money, assets. But look at that person, how they take everything from you and they don't give back. Look at that foe, how they pretend to be your friend. Look at that person in your life that takes a lot again. If I give you this, you basically are going to feed all these parasites until you learn which one is a parasite and which one is not. I cannot trust you, right? Mm-hmm. And this is for the majority of you watching. Yeah. What else? That's it indeed for today. That was your message, pile number 3. Thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you in my next one.